Hi everyone, I'm Andy from Target Transfers, the leading heat transfer manufacturer in the UK, and welcome to today's live, which is our Levers 2023 kickoff event. We're going to get the year started, get you prepared for what will be the busy 6 months for all of you garment decorators out there. For those of you that are already decorating Levers garments, I'm going to show you some best practice for fusing. I'm also going to let you in on a few secrets about what is trending this year for Levers designs. And for those that have never done a Levers print before, never even thought about it, I'm going to tell you exactly why you should be thinking about this, because it's a really great way of adding an income stream into your business. And it's a relatively simple application process, but it is something that happens every single year and every single school happens to do it. So it's really, really great way of getting information, getting extra revenue into your business. So if you have any questions about what we're going to cover today, it's mostly going to be on the application side. We will be doing another event next week when we will be covering artworking for this. But today I just wanted to kind of get you in the mood for Levers season, because this runs all the way from now. Some of you have been doing this at the back end of last year, all the way through till June and even July for some of the later schools that don't get quite organized. But now is the time to be having the conversations with your customers or prospective customers about these jobs, because you want to get some business for these type of designs, the time is now. So to give you a bit of an idea about why this is such a great market to be involved with, there are 1.5 million children just leaving a primary or a secondary tier of education. That's just primary and secondary. That doesn't factor in things like different school types, academies, wherever it may be that your local education system works. There's lots of other different options on top of that. So it's going to be more than 1.5 million as options. So the idea is that, and if you remember, I'd say the best way to think about it after today and for the following weeks is when you go out the house this weekend, take a look around, go to the shops, and just think about how many Levers designs that you see. Because there's so many of them, you'll start to notice and be like, wow, there's one there, one there, one there, one there, because it's a massive opportunity. So let's say even if half of that 1.5 million or even a third of them take up a Levers design, that's 500,000 people that will be wanting a Levers hoodie between now and the end of the school year. So it's a really, really massive opportunity. And if you think about what this could be worth in real numbers, you could be looking at sort of a 12 and a half, even 13 million pound market just for the UK. So even if you get a small percentage of that, it's going to add a big improvement to your bottom line for your business. So it's really, really important to really consider this an option, because the price breakdowns, which I'm going to go through as well, are really good. And the great thing is about these Levers designs, I'll show you with this one here, is that there is no weeding involved. This is just application work only. So it's not like anyone that's watching along who is weeding your designs, please leave a comment, because we'd love to know how many of you are still doing this, but please stop doing this. Don't ever do it again, because it's bad use of your time. It could take you half an hour to weed that hoodie, weed that design, and you've lost all the profit from that job, or all the profit per item, just like that. So don't do it. It's bad business. So stop doing it right now. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to do. And the great thing about these 2023 designs like this is that they're being adopted for just about everything now. So we're just coming up to ski season, and we're seeing loads of these being done at the moment. So if you've already got existing school contracts and you're just doing the Levers, but you're not doing any of the other things, any of the sports trips, any of the ski trips, anything that's happening this year that's only going to happen once and be this year, they want the 2023 designs like this with their names inside it for just about everything. So that 1.5 million people just leaving the secondary and primary school tier is only a small part of it. Every club wants it. So and think about how many clubs there are at universities. There's so many of them. When I went to university, there's over 150 clubs there. If you could get it in just a small portion of one university, that's going to make a big difference to you. And if you've never done it before, you've never used a 2023 design, it's really, really easy. like I said, we're going to cover artworking in a separate event because I can go into quite a lot of detail about that and you can ask lots of questions. And we'll do that next Friday. So join us again next Friday for the artworking point of view, but it's really easy. I can show you how to do it. It should be a half-an-hour event. Once you've done it a couple of times, it only takes you about 30 seconds every single time you do it to artwork. It's really, really easy. And we have a free template for this on custom.targettransfers.com as well.
I just want to add in as well that we do have an artworking live for 2023 leavers on our YouTube already. So for anyone that doesn't want to wait until next week, you can go online and find that on our YouTube.
Exactly. So this is something that every heat printer, everyone that's watching that has a heat press should be thinking about this opportunity right now and having that conversation with the local schools, local education authorities with you, because it doesn't tend to be contracted work. So it means there's an opportunity for all of you to get involved with this. So what we're going to cover today, I'm going to show you how to do a traditional levers print. So most of the stuff that you see historically has often been red, white, or black prints, and it's often been on red, white, and grey hoodies, maybe a blue. Sometimes it's the school colour, depending on how close that matches to available hoodies. So we're going to start off nice and simple, take it from the top, and then we're going to start discussing what we're seeing as trending transfer prints this year, some other options that you should be thinking about offering to your schools as a way of adding a value add from your business and putting an edge for your company over the rest of your competitors. So it's really, really easy. All you need to do is order a levers print from Target Transfers. So we can turn these around in a couple of days. So no matter how many you're doing, it's really, really easy. And the average size for a levers tier, say at primary school or secondary school, is about 150 students. So it's quite a nice job size per school, per education tier that's leaving. So 150 at a time, it's all very nice. So it means you can do lots and lots of 150s. It really makes a difference. We know we have customers that just do levers hoodies all year round, and that's all of their business. So there is a massive opportunity for everyone. So how do you do a levers hoodie? First of all, go on to EasyView, custom.targettransfers.com, place your order. A couple of days later, you get these back. We recommend using the gang sheets here because what this means is you can maximize everything that you put onto a job. So in this instance, I've ordered an A3 one. And what I've done is I've put the 2023 print on here. I've also combined it by putting a school badge, the neck label, and the initials. A levers print tends to be badge, initial, back print. Really nice and simple. But if you combine it onto an A3 sheet like this, with this particular gang sheet template, you're looking at £1.88 for the all of this. So your cost for materials is only going to be £1.88, and you're going to get 1, 2, 3, and potentially a fourth transfer print from this. It's a really, really good value. Then you're going to get a hoodie. So I have one that I ordered from Hoodies, and this hoodie was $8.99. So again, you think about the cost this is going to end up at, we're looking at sort of 20, 25, even 35 I've seen some schools selling them for as well. It's really good markup there. So your total cost could be close to sort of £9, £9.93, £11 at most, and that still leaves you with another sort of £12 to £15 of profit you can potentially make from this. So really, really good option. And if you're doing that times 150 and you've got 30 to 40 schools, really good option for you. Really, really easy to do levers prints. So let me get one that will match nicely with the black. So let's go with tie-dye. So this is something we're seeing quite a lot of our customers do. So as well as mixing up the transfer styles, it's mixing up the actual material styles that you're using. So I've seen quite a few tie-dye jobs go through. So those of you that have been tagging us on Instagram and Facebook with what you've been up to, this is something we're seeing quite a lot as well. So all we need to do is get a Hotronix press, thread it on. So I'm using the quick slip protector, and also I have a caddy stand here just to make life even easier. So when you start to get to volume with this print or any other print, it's always nice to have what we call threadability. So that jumping this glide on, and I've got really great time efficiencies that I'm saving as well. So I can get through that 150 quicker than anyone else that way. Then I'm going to get my levers print. So just cut off your design. Nice and easy. Really important step now. Get your release paper. always good to use release paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to give this a pre-press. So I'm just going to pull this off of here. We want the design to sit about 10 centimeters away from the seam here to get that perfect hang. So let's give it a pre-press. 3 to 5 seconds is fine. Medium pressure, which is between sort of 4 to 6 on Hotronix press. The auto open press is great because it just pops back up. But when you finish with it, give it a little bit more pressure on that one. The reason that you pre-press is you want to get a nice flat surface. You want to get it free from moisture, so it's going to get perfect application. So all we need to do is grab our levers transfer now, pop it on here. Then we're going to put the cover paper back over again. The reason we do this is because this is going to be a cold peeling transfer. So when that machine auto opens up, we don't want it to pull the transfer up with it. So that way we're protecting it. The only thing that can jump up is the paper. So we're going to do 160 degrees, which is one of our 1 to 5 color transfers. So if you never ordered from us before and you're just doing single color levers, order what we call 1 to 5 color heat transfers, because that will give you Pantone match. No matter what color the school wants, we've got it covered for you. But important step now is to peel this cold. So I'm just going to set this to the side so it can peel nice and cold. But if you're doing lots of these, all you would do is just move on to the next hoodie. You can just keep moving and moving. If it's peeled cold, it could be cold in 30 seconds, a minute, or it could be peeled in 10 minutes. It doesn't really make any difference. It's not going to have any adverse effect the longer you wait to peel it. But so while we let this go cold, it's probably going to take about 30 seconds. Just want to remind everyone, if you've got any questions, please leave a comment. Let us know if you're doing levers designs. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know if you're getting prepared for the season, how far along you are. But the most important thing to remember is you should really start having those conversations now. Because sometimes education facilities or schools can be a bit slow moving, if we're being honest. So making that decision, they're not going to make a decision in just like 2 days. They're not going to be like, you're not going to walk in the door and be like, yeah, I'll have that. That sounds great. They might take a couple of weeks. It might be back and forth. So it's really important to have those conversations today. Give them a call this afternoon or next week and just be like, look, can I come in and have those conversations with you? While we're letting this go cold, I'm going to just quickly talk to you about some of the other design options that we're seeing out there, which is this is a 1 to 5 color screen print. They don't just have to be traditional, even if it's still one color, because you want to save money, you want to get a better profit margin, totally understand. But you can still do something different with one color designs just by changing the top text on here. It's a really great idea for just giving something a bit different to your schools, because you remember the person that's actually going to want to wear it is not necessarily the person that you're buying from. So giving the school or the provider a few different options, it means that they can, always helps to have that good, better, best options from the hoodie. And I would do the same with the designs. Give them something a bit traditional, but also give them something a bit different. Because what that means is if you say you're pitching against another company, they're going to be more interested in the person that's going to give them something a bit different, or going to at least give them ideas. Even if they ultimately go with a traditional collegiate style font, you've still given them options and they've still known that you've thought about this conversation you're about to have with them. So this is almost cold now. We're getting very close. So if anyone is interested in the hoodies we're using, so this is an Hoodies hoodie. We actually did a podcast with them back end of last year. So if you'd like to know more about Hoodies, who are the UK's leading supplier of levers hoodies, do go back onto our YouTube channel and have a look. Just search Hoodies in the bar. I'm sure we'll leave a comment with the podcast link anyway, but it's a great chance to meet some of the people behind Hoodies, learn a bit more about the brand, where they started, the options that they can provide for you. They've got loads and loads of new colors they're bringing out throughout the next 6 months. So there's some really great options, again, if you want something that's a bit more interesting. So I think we have a question.
Yeah, we've got a question from SY Sweet Treats. They actually missed the start of this live, unfortunately, but they're with us now, so that's all that matters. They've said, do you create the transfer? Meaning, can I send you a name and a logo and you put it all on the A3 sheet for them?
Okay, so the design for the transfer, you do need to do yourself, but you might miss it at the beginning. It's really easy. So next Friday, join us live again. So we'll be going live at 12. and I'm going to show you how to artwork it. Once you've done it once, it takes you 30 seconds to a minute at most to do it every single time. It's really easy. Don't be intimidated by the design work. I can show you just how easy it's to do. I'll be live doing that, so you can ask questions as we go. I'll be doing it in Illustrator. I've always found that the easiest way to do it. We have a free template for that artwork, and you literally just go to custom.targettransfers.com. On the navigation bar, go to the drop down, hit Levers 2023, and you can just put your email address in. We'll send you a link to it, and you can just download it, have a bit of play around with it, and then next week you can follow along and design along with us. It's really, really easy. So this has gone cold now, which is great. So I'm going to give this a peel. So like I said, it's cold peel. So I'd have just walked away, left this going. So can you see? I'm just going to give this a nice peel on here. Just like that. Really, really nice and easy. So it took me 10 seconds to get perfect application on that. It's got a really nice smooth finish. So as well as being really easy to do, this is a really premium finish as well. So there's nothing that will feel softer than that. I'm going to give you another close-up just so you can get the detail on that text. It's phenomenal. So you can get, even if that school year was massive, you could get everyone's name on that, no problem. Really, really easy to do. Get a nice soft finish, so it feels like part of the garment. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a full print on the back when you wear it. And it's versatile enough to go on just about any kind of color fabric. So really, really easy to do.
We've got Hoodies with us today, Andy.
Okay.
They said they're loving the garment choices. Thank you.
So shout out. I'll find the correct code for you. So I'm doing it as they're watching. I better do it.
No pressure.
It is a JH022.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, so this tie-dye look is one that's really popular. And by putting the print at the top where I did show you, you can see that way the hood sits perfectly just above the design, which is what you want to see. You want that design to be in all its glory when someone's wearing it. So next up, I'm going to talk to you about some other options. So just to remind you as well, on the screen ones, we have over 600 colors available, all Pantone match. So if someone says to you, give me a 213C color, it's there. If you have a color that is not available on there at the moment, just ask us. We can add colors really, really nice and easy. Just let us know. It's no problem at all. So let's move on to and do one more of these. So this time I'm going to do a white print and we'll do it onto a yellow hoodie. So I've got another one here. Orders have also got some really great different options. I don't know if I've got one here with some different neck types. Yeah, I do actually. So this is one we did before. So again, don't have to be boring with the hoodie choices. So what we're going to do this time is going to do the full decoration work on here. So let's put it on the back first. So again, don't forget that pre-press every single time. Always pre-press. It's good practice. The great thing about using the auto open heat press is it has a dual timer on it. So I can set a pre-press timer and a main timer for everything I do, which makes life so much easier. So it's going to count down for 5 seconds, then it'll pop back up. Then we'll do the back print. So we've got a traditional one here again. We've got some other options I'll show you once I've done this one as well. So again, nice and detailed. So I've got white ink here. Let's pop it on the back here. Again, make sure we've got enough space to cover for that hood. If you want some more specifics about placements on the back prints of shirts, just go to our website, targettransfers.com. We do have a guide to design and placement. So if you're a bit unsure, if you're switching between kids' hoodies and adults' hoodies, we've got all the different size options for you there. So you can always have the options to switch between different sizes. So that way you can be like, okay, specifics each single time. So this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the other way around, and we're going to do the front. But what I would do is get a smaller platen because I want to isolate the area. So we've got some, with the pockets on the front of the hoodie, you always want to isolate those areas away because the seams are going to affect the pressure level. You want perfect pressure. The great thing about these Hottronics presses is they all have interchangeable bottom platens. So I have a tiny little lever here on the right-hand side that I just pull to the side. I can pick it up and put a different one on there. Just like that. So you can see here, really, really nice and easy. Let's pop that down. Then I'm going to get a 20 by 25 centimeter platen, which I'm going to just pop on here. Because I'm using a 40 by 50 press, I can put it either way I want it, but I'm going to go landscape this time. Then all I need to do is get my print. There we go. Let's put a school badge on this one. So again, really, really nice and easy. You will find by changing between platens, it's always worth adjusting the pressure because it's a smaller platen, the pressure is going to feel like it's more when it comes through at this time. So again, give it a pre-press. So we can just quickly do that. So you can see when I pulled that down, that was really too easy. So actually I'm going to, when this comes back up, I'm going to adjust it a bit more. So I want to make sure I've still got that medium pressure coming through. Still not quite there. A couple more turns. So if you've got a Hottronics press at home and you change between platens, just do quarter turns at a time. So let's do one more. There we go. So now we're at a 4, which is perfect. So we always want to make sure we've got that medium pressure going. So now we're pre-pressed, we've got that nice clean surface. Put a badge on there. I'll do a quick initial as well. The alignment on these is not going to be perfect because I'm trying to concentrate on making sure I show you it properly at the same time. But if you've got your gang sheet and you put all your letters on there as well, you can just select the appropriate initials. So first person to leave their initials in the comments, I'll do your initials. So leave us a comment with your initials and you can have a fantastic levers design done in your image. So have we got anyone yet?
Pressure's on.
Okay. Great thing about having this gang sheet, it means that you've got every single initial options as well. But the alternative options, you've got one?
We've got SD, please.
SD, okay, no problem.
Oh, we have them at the same time on Facebook.
All right, I'll do the next one on the
Okay.
on the next press. All right. Okay. If you are going to be doing front and initials and the school badge as well, I wouldn't encourage you to do it as a kind of all at the same time. So what I would say to do would be do all your back prints first so they can cool, so you don't have to quickly change between platens every single time as well. And then I'd do the fronts afterwards. Okay. So get that release paper again. Probably as well with initials, I would recommend using heat tape, which again is available just to order online from targettransfers.com. You get a nice big roll of it for like £6. So that's a great way of making, if you've got multiple designs on there, it's a great way of holding everything in place. So while we wait for that to cool down, let's see how we're doing on the back. Might be ready now. Yeah. Now I can just peel the back. And again, just like that. Be careful with the front. Really nice and easy, perfectly done levers design on the back. So let the other side cool down. Don't want to be waving it around too much because you'll try and pull the transfers off that way. So while we wait for that to cool down, I want to talk to you about some of the other options that are available for garment decorators this year. Just pop that on there. So obviously, I know a lot of you are used to doing traditional colors, like I said, white, red, black, tends to be the most common ones that we see normally. But ever since we brought out Ultra Color a couple of years ago, it really kind of changed everything with the levers designs, because it means there's so much more flexibility now. So something we're starting to see a lot more now is colors and gradients in levers designs. So I'll give you a close up of this one. So this is one that we did as a spec for a customer. And this has got the school's colors built into the gradient this way. So this means that they wanted, rather than just having white or black tradition, they wanted a nice blend in there of their colors. So it's something a bit more unique, something a bit more specialized to them. And it's really just as easy to do. So I'll show you again with the artworking next week on how to do that. But it's really, really easy to just add colors and gradients into that. So that's while we wait for that other one to cool down. I'm going to show you how to do that on a hoodie. So this will be a different fuse temperature. So I've got another press here that I can show you how to do this with. This one's going to go down at a lower fusing temperature. It can be 120 degrees this time. Still medium pressure, but 12 seconds this time. So again, just pop it on your heat press. Make sure you're using something reliable like a Hotronics auto open. We're going to give it a nice pre-press of 3 to 5 seconds. This one's a slightly higher end of medium, but it'll be fine. It's still on a 5. Then we get one of our ultra color transfers. Again, these are easily orderable on custom.targettransfers.com. Once you've learned how to artwork one, you can artwork all of them. It's really, really simple. It's just like 1 or 2 extra steps, but it's really not hard for you. And it's a great way to differentiate your business from your competitors. So by offering something extra to schools, something a bit more unique and something colorful, and full color designs are still everything for garment decorating at the moment. There's so much more full color work going through that your school, just because your schools ask you to do a levers print, they might ask you, say, yeah, we want white or we want it on red. Take this to them anyway, because they might just not know it exists. Their schools are not, they're not garment decorators. You know more about garment decorating than the person at the school does. So don't be afraid to take something a bit different to them and be like, what do you think of this though? This looks way better. We could put your school colors into here. You could even put an image into the background if you really wanted to. There's so much options available with ultra color prints. So these are exclusive to Target Transfers. So again, we'll pop it, make sure we've got a nice gap here, go a little bit higher. Put our release paper on, and we're going to give it 12 seconds, medium pressure, 120 degrees. And that's it. Again, really nice and easy. With ultra color versus 1 to 5 color, once you've got more than 3 colors, I recommend going to ultra color anyway. But in terms of application and process, it's really easy to do. So again, we'll just put this to the side, let it cool down. See, we've got a couple of questions coming in as well. Someone wanting to know about how they can talk to schools about this. So one of the things that I'd recommend is use our imagery. So when you go onto the levers page on custom.targettransfers.com, or you see us posting something on Instagram or Facebook, borrow those images and say, look, there's some really cool things I can do. Just pop them onto a flyer, put it into a presentation, depending on how you're pitching to the school, and say, look, what do you think of this? We're more than happy for you to use our designs. We have no problem with that at all. I had a few questions about that recently because a lot of our existing levers customers are starting to think about that. Still needs a bit more time to cool down. Yeah, please feel free to do that. We're absolutely happy for you to do that. And someone's asking about sampling as well. So the best way to sample, I would say, is we do have some sample packs with the levers designs in. But the best way to do it, I would say, is if you're going to pitch to them and you want to pitch, especially with the full color designs, and you want to pitch this new style to them, I would go and order an Ultra Color Max transfer to get started, because you only need to order one of those. Really nice and simple. And we just relaunched. For anyone that's missed our live a couple of weeks ago, we just relaunched that. We've got loads of size options. You can order by midnight, ship next day. But you only need to order one. So you can just order literally one for that school. Put their colorway into it, so you put a nice blend of colors. So if it's say the school's red, blue and yellow, put a nice red, blue and yellow blend into it, and then take it to them. You've only had to order one transfer at that point to pitch it to them, but you're going to do it in their likeness rather than be like, use a sample that we prepared that's trying to cover lots of bases. You could take it to that school in their image, and they're going to look at it and be like, yeah, they see their school back in it. That would be the absolute best way to do it. I would recommend. I would get an A4 Ultracolor Max, put it on the back, and then when I know I've got the job for the school for say 150, 200, then I would do the main job in Ultracolor, because you're going to get better price points and it'll be better profit margins that way. So if we're talking the full color transfer there, we're looking at around sort of 287 a sheet. So it's slightly more expensive than single color, but you are getting full color and you are getting blends, but it's only an extra £1, but you perceived value will be more than £1. But if that's what you need to do to secure the job anyway, I'd highly recommend giving a full color option as well as a single color option, because we're seeing a lot of schools go for it. So your competitors could be pitching to it, and if they're not, this would be enough for you to clinch it. So let's see if this has gone cold. It has gone cold. So I'm just going to pop it on here. Nice flat surface to peel from. And we're just going to peel away. Just doing one nice swift motion. And again, let me get you nice and close there. So you can see you've got phenomenal detail. You've got that nice color blend. It actually looks really good on this burgundy orders as well. But you could have literally every single color and as many of them as you want. There's no extra charge for colors with Ultracolor, so you can literally have unlimited colors. Like I said, they could be photographic if you wanted to them as well. That's another thing we've seen a few things do. They might put a picture of the school into the background, something like that. Or if it's maybe more of a sports trip or a trip amongst friends, you might put pictures of yourselves into it as well.
Yeah, we've got a question coming on Instagram, Andy, and it says, how long is turnaround from making an order? Which is broad.
Very quick. So we have the quickest turnaround for heat transfers anywhere in the UK. So if you're ordering Ultracolor Max, do the sample run. If you order by midnight, it will ship the next working day. So if you order by midnight on Monday, it will ship Tuesday, arrive with you Wednesday. If you're ordering Ultracolor or 1 to 5 color, which are the larger runs, so anything from 10 to 10,000, turnaround's the same no matter how many you order. It's just an extra day on top of that. So 2-day turnaround, really quick. So it means that at the moment you can start getting those jobs in, but don't leave it last minute. Get the jobs now. But it does mean that, say, first week of July, you've got 1 week left before the schools break up. And they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so will decide they want a jumper now. And normally you'd have to be like, sorry, I can't do it. I have to hit my minimums. Actually, you could be like, actually, I can do it. Charge him a rush charge for it. So you could charge him an extra £5, £10 for the privilege of this last minute design. But we could do one for you, or we could do a quick run of 10, and you can just top up that order with that school. Or let's say, I don't know, someone spilt chocolate milk down the front of a white hoodie and they need a new one. You can easily replace that one, but you can charge them extra for it. It won't cost you anything extra, but you can pass that charge on. So turnaround will stay the same every single day of the year. So no matter no matter when you get that leave design, will be ready for you to help you, so you can get a really quick turnaround. If you're not far from Braintree in Essex, you can do collection as well. So you could even cut more time off that way as well. So really, really quick turnaround, faster than the UK. So these transfers on the front here are cold now. So I'm just give them a quick peel. There we go. So let me show you that. Oops. You can see there. You see there?
Yeah.
Again, school badges on there, really nice and easy. That's all it took. Just a couple of presses, and that's it. You've done a leaves design, which could give you somewhere. So it probably took me, I was going quite slow to show you how to do it, but it could take you sort of like less than a minute to get that whole thing done. And just like that, you get through all 150 orders really quickly, making £10 profit per order. Really great way to add extra revenue to your business. Get 40 to 50 of these schools. Just kind of draw a map around where your business is. Search sort of like 5 miles at a time, 10 miles at a time. Just go out from that point, because a lot of this business does tend to be done locally. So it's a great way for them to get involved. They know you, that way they know that if they need more, they can just be like, can you help us? And you can turn that around really nice and quickly. So that is how you do levers application. Like I say, really, really nice and easy. So this is our kickoff for Levers 2023. We're going to be doing lots of events. We've got lots of tutorials and how-tos. We go into deeper dives into costings as well, but this is the best value way for decorating Levers hoodies from a turnaround time, from a cost point of view for the total cost for your production, and you're going to get the best finish. So like I said before, look at the detail on that, and it's got that really nice soft finish. So there's nothing that feels as good for the wearer to actually wear. So when this gets passed to you, or your customer, you pass it to your customer, they're going to be wowed. They're going to be impressed. So I've got one more question.
We've got one more question before we wrap up.
Yep.
Herbs Nerd has asked, great name by the way, what materials looks the best, screen print or DTF?
I would say that it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest with you. I mean, our DTF products look phenomenal on just about anything. But the thing I would say is you're going to get better profit margins by using our 1-to-5 color or our ultra color. The reason is you can get the price points will come down so much quicker. So for instance, the full color design that I did, if you're just ordering 10, you're looking at $5.99 for an ultra color, or if it's ultra color max, you're looking at I have to just double check, it'd be £7 something. So even at the minimum order of 10, it's going to be slightly more expensive for DTF. If you then, once you get into 100, 150, the price comes down from $5.99 to just under £3. So it's cut in half at 150. The direct-to-film transfers can't get that cheap that quickly. So it means that the best value, once you get the actual school job, is to go 1-to-5 color or ultra color, which is a digital screen hybrid technology. So those are the two best options to be making the most profit from Levers designs.
This person has actually followed up and asked if you would choose vinyl for this type of design.
Never. I would say that maybe you might do the initialing on the front potentially if they just want. Traditionally, Levers hoodies have had the Levers design on the back, which you never do with vinyl, because in case you missed it earlier, you could be looking at half an hour's weeding time. So each hoodie you do, no profit from weeding, so don't do it. You're not going to make any money, so what's the point doing it? The Levers transfers, it's all profit because you're not spending your own time making that transfer. We do it for you. You might vinyl initial on front. If you make the best use of gang sheeting, you could get all those initials done really nice and easy, or order a ultra color max sheet, the jumbo sheet with everyone's initials on it, and just cut them out as and when you need them to. But you're not going to, once you get to sort of 10 units of anything or more, regardless of whether it's levers, no matter what it is, you're always best switching to transfers at that point, even if it's an easy design, because you don't have to do any weeding. That's why it's always best to do transfers for 10 units or more. Okay?
Yeah, we don't have any more.
Okay, then. Well, thank you to everyone that's joined this kickoff call. We will be coming back to you with lots of live events. We'll be doing an artworking event. So if you want to go into much more detail about artworking and how this Levers design gets done, we're going to do a full tutorial for you, which will be really nice and easy for you to follow. And it means that you can then pass that on and get that business. So make sure, no matter what happens after you leave the live today, is to start making a plan to contact schools and education places and any business that might want something with a 23 on it, because the time is now to do that. So thank you very much to everyone that joined us today. And we'll see you again next week.